You want to come on in the Answers bus? I'm Paul.
Hi. Hey, so we are here in our bandwagon. We are in Indiana today. We are currently in the middle of a tour with Whitesnake. Our band is called The Answer. We're all the way from Belfast in Northern Ireland, and we're happy to be back in the United States. It's taken us like 6 years to get back since the last time, so we've been busy traveling all over the country in this wagon, and just pleased to be here, having a great time trying to get our name out there and get a buzz going. So we're going to give you a little tour of our bus here. I suppose I should start by pointing out that it's not technically a bus, it's an RV. The only difference being, from time to time, the suspension can get a little bit rockier than on a bus. Has the potential to feel like a second-hand ambulance whenever we're going over the not so great roads, but you know, we live with it. I'll take you on down here and show you the front part of the bus. Like the other side of here, it's kind of like the trucker cabin. Kind of looks like a small truck from the outside. That's where our driver generally sleeps and obviously drives from. His name's Rob. He's a great driver. Keeps us safe on the roads, and you know, that's very important. Got the fridge, the freezer. Don't know what is in here. Yes, there's tequila mix, Powerade, and ice pops. Kind of 3 essential ingredients for any rock and roll tour, I'm sure you'll agree. So we had a bit of a bus party last night. Normally this fridge is kind of full of beer. Today we've got half a box of Michelob Ultra because they were the ones that nobody wanted to drink. And we got some cold cuts there to stop us from starving. And we've got a third of a bottle of red wine. I don't know why that's in the fridge.
Who's put that in the fridge? This is not normal for us.
We got a TV up here. To be honest, we don't use it that much because it doesn't work that often. It, you know, works on a satellite. A lot of time we're moving or we've got big buildings around us, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we just plug in the iPod, turn the music up and rock out for our entertainment. What have we got going on in here? We've got coffee, the bread bin, we've got Rice Krispies, we've got the one glass. If it's anybody's birthday, they get to drink whiskey from a glass as opposed to a plastic cup. Very privileged position to be in on this bandwagon. Yeah, so plenty of plastic cups. We've got a little bottle of token Paddy Irishman whiskey here, Bushmills. The distillery for this thing actually is like maybe 15 miles out of Belfast, you know, so we're very familiar with Bushmills' work, as you can see. There's not much left in it. Let's leave that out there. Put the glass back up.
We're mostly a coffee band. We have there's a few English tea drinkers on the bus, and some of the guys will do tea and honey for the voice. But we're pretty hardcore coffee drinkers, so it tends to be. He's not with us right now, but our bass player Mickey is always the earliest riser, and you know when he's up because the coffee comes through the aircon. You smell it in your bunk, and you know it's time to get up.
So we got our 2 couches here. There's 7 people on this bus, you know, so and that's before we bring any guests on after the show or whatever. So it gets a little cozy if everybody's out front, especially when we're in transit, you know. We'll all kind of be bunched in here, having a beer, but it makes for a good community spirit, you know. The Answer is all about the community spirit, and you know, everybody's on top of each other, but it's great, you know. And I mean, we've travelled in much more tight situations than this before, you know. So whenever we get a great bandwagon with enough space for everybody to sit and have a good time, we're happy. We're happy with that.
Usual, very important on the road. Waters. You must have these. Almost as important as beer. Over here, I think we've got assorted tools and stuff. plastic gaffer tapes, day sheets, pressed air, guitar strings. We got all that stuff. It's some of these other guys here. As you can see, there's not a lot of space. You'll see the bunks in a bit, and they're quite tight. So if you want to store clothes and stuff, this tends to be. This is your wardrobe up here. So everyone takes one of those, and that's where you store your clothes and your dailies.
So, word to the wise: never enter an antique store in Oshkosh while still drunk from the night before, because you end up buying some weird and wonderful stuff. One such piece being this record player here. Picked it up for $60 along with 3 books of records. Which is probably worth the $60 alone, you know. Still works. Well, it did last night anyway. You know, you gotta wind her up there, get the speed going. We've got the needle here, and hopefully I'm pretty happy with that. $60.
Okay, if we move on down to the sleeping area of the bus, you can see anyone that's ever toured will recognize what's going on up here. It's the very famous jump bunk, which is a godsend again for like the wardrobes for storing stuff. You just throw your stuff up here, gives you a lot of extra space. Get like an extra person wants to come on tour, we gotta clean it out, and it's space gets really tight. It becomes a living hell on here, so it's nice to have this. And again, another seating area. Can't double up as it's almost a queen size bunk. It's a bit bigger. I'm surprised no one has got on and taken this, but it's also a very important storage area.
So moving on down, we've got like our own little personal living spaces. You know, the bunk is so important on a tour bus because it's the only bit of kind of personal space you've got, you know. So once you put one of these curtains over, that's your space, you know. Nobody's going to bother you. You can sit in there and watch a movie and take a bit of time out, you know. These bunks, you know, they're not the biggest, but they're not the smallest either. I mean, we've definitely some of the European tour buses definitely pack you in a little bit tighter, you know, and it feels very much like a coffin from time to time, but these are just big enough to give you a little somewhere to escape from the madness when you need to. So in here we got our back lounge.
Yeah, that's where the magic happens.
It gets a little bit tight, you know.
The vanity area.
You know, whenever you get like the entire staff of Hooters on the bus for a party and invite them down to the back lounge, it gets a little bit tight in here, but it's cozy. It's cozy, you know. On round the side here, you've got a shower, which is a rare commodity on a tour bus as well, because sometimes you get to a venue, the showers won't have any hot water, or there won't be any shower at all. So to have the option, once there's enough water in the tank, of course, to have a shower in your very own bus, that's a pretty cool thing. So that completes the tour of the Answers bandwagon. I'd like to thank you folks for hopping on board. If you haven't already, check out our brand new record, Raise a Little Hell, via the website, theanswer.ie, if you like. All that's left to say is, you know, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you at some point down the road. Now, get out our bus.